copper and iron ore joined steel in reaching record high levels on Friday's trading session, and to a certain extent on Mondays as well. We saw copper reaching $10,200 on the LME, or the London Metal Exchange, and iron ore in the Chinese markets went to as high as $224, pardon me, in the Singapore futures market. So a massive rally is underway, in all commodities, not just, the hard commodities like steel, etc., but also agri-commodities, lumber, corn, all of these are seeing a massive momentum. Now, there have been two things over here. One is, of course, the good recovery that we have witnessed since the first wave of COVID, especially in the two major commodity consuming countries, China and the United States. The United States, of course, on its part, has announced a massive infrastructure plan by Joe Biden, more than $4 trillion, of which a major chunk will be towards infrastructure activities. So this is something that will obviously mean that the United States will require more steel, more aluminum, more copper. China, of course, on its part, enough and more has been said about the kind of revival seen over there since the last 1 year. The frequent macroeconomic indicators only seem to be rising. Now, of course, that's being seen in the European Union, in the United States as well. Factory activity is picking up quite significantly. So on the demand side, things seem to be pretty sorted. It's the supply side issues now that are further boosting commodity prices. Miners, remember, around the world have not been able to get back into that frenetic pace of activity the way their customers have been. So there has been a shortage of, all kinds of products, right from copper, zinc, oil, to even, for that matter, semiconductors, which we are all aware of. And then add to that is, of course, China's change in steel production policy. They are, of course, remember, one of the biggest producers of steel in the world, and now they are adopting a very green stance. They want to go for decarbonization. They want to reduce the amount of steel produced because it's a polluting industry. So firstly, of course, they have asked Tangshan and other steel consuming zones to cut down on steel production. Furthermore, to ensure that this cut in steel production will not lead to a shortage in their own country of, the metal, a very important metal at that, they have also changed their export policy. They're discouraging exports now. So Chinese steel will largely remain in China itself. So all of this has created a shortage of steel as well in the world. So steel prices have been rising. In response to that, iron ore prices have been rising, and of course copper too now has joined that rally that we are seeing in metals. A massive momentum being witnessed over there. There's demand that's looking very strong. Supply, meantime, is looking a little weak, and I think these two make a good combination in sort of really leading to this commodity supercycle that we seem to be in the midst of right now.